Hello, everyone. We'll just wait a minute for people to join in. Okay, it's a minute past, so I think we can start the webinar. Welcome to the Tampere University webinar for our newly accepted students who are holding an offer of admission. My name is Sara, and I'm here with my colleague Kaisa, and we'll be taking a look at the next steps that to take to ensure the start of your studies for the autumn of 2025. We'll be recording this session and sharing it for future use. We also will have a Q&A session at the end of the presentation, so you can ask your questions at that time by posting them in the question section, and we will answer a few of them live. So here is our agenda for this afternoon. We'll be starting with the topic of accepting your offer, what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. And after that, Kaisa will offer the Student Affairs Office hellos, and then we'll go through the tuition fees and scholarships matters at the end of the session. And then also here on the screen, you can see the next available webinars that will be available. They will also be recorded and shared online, so you can enjoy them after the fact as well. Also, we'll be posting a link in the chat section for the address to our webpage where you can find more information about these webinars as well. All right, so as you're aware, the admission results have been published on Friday, the 11th of April, and a majority of our offers are conditional with the next steps to fulfill conditions set for your admissions. First and foremost, you should officially accept the study place by the given deadline in studyinfo.fi service, as well as the possible scholarship offer. So by accepting your study place, you will also accept the scholarship offer. However, if you have not been offered a scholarship, you can take advantage of the early bird offer, which is the 1,500 euro reduction of the first year's tuition fee. And it's possible to accept the study places up until the 10th of July. However, if you wish to take advantage of either your scholarship or the early bird offer, you will need to accept the early bird or the offer by the date specified in the admission information sent to you by email. So for the early bird deadline, it's the 25th of April. And for the scholarship offers, it's the 9th of May. Details on how to fulfill the conditions can be found on the conditionally accepted applicant's website, which will be posted in the chat as well. And let's take a look at what needs to be done. So you have to submit your officially certified and or legalized documents to Tampere University Admissions Office by the 30th of May, 2025, and they need to arrive here by 3 p.m. Finnish time. And this will remove the conditions of your offer. There are some exceptions that apply, and these are if you have a degree that has been completed in a Finnish university or a University of Applied Sciences, and the degree and transcripts can be verified using the national database. Or if you have submitted electronically verifiable documents when applying, or your documents have been submitted directly from your higher educational institution to us already, or also if you are in the final year of your bachelor's degree, then you do have a different schedule for submitting your documents. So please see your letter of acceptance for details that pertain to your situation. and we will be processing the documents in order of arrival. So if you, for instance, submit them on the 15th of May, then we'll get to them within the order of receiving them, and you'll get confirmation about the processing and removal of the conditions after we have processed the documents. When submitting your educational documents, we do prefer to receive them electronically verifiable, or the educational documents can be sent to us by email directly from the degree issuing institution. If that's not possible, then submitting the documents by post is also an option. However, in that case, you would need to look at the possible country-specific requirements that would apply. The country-specific requirements may concern either both the degree certificate and the transcript of records, or only one of them. So please read those the requirements carefully. If the country-specific requirements apply to only some of the documents, the other documents must be submitted according to the general requirements. So again, through email, directly from your educational institution, or as electronically verifiable documents. And the country-specific requirements apply only to those that are posted by regular post. And just a couple of reminders here. We do not accept any regular photocopies or scans of documents or documents that have been issued by notaries public in other countries, unless, of course, they've been legalized according to the requirements. All in all, we do recommend that you start preparing your educational documents well in advance for the 30th of May deadline, because that is a strict date, and unfortunately, we will not be extending that. All applicants have been informed by email when the conditions, or will be informed when the conditions have been removed and you're able to register for the upcoming year. And also remember that the conditions regarding the documents do not remove the condition to pay before you are able to register. So that's something to keep in mind, that there is the payment date as well. But we'll get into that in just a moment. So on behalf of the admission services, I'd like to welcome you to Tampere University and hope to see a majority of you in the fall. And now my colleague Kaisa will take over.
Thank you, Sara. Hello, everyone, and congratulations on my behalf as well on your study place offer. My name is Kaisa Juntunen, and I work at the Student Affairs Office, and there we take care of students who have accepted their study place offer, and we answer all sorts of questions you may have during your study time, and we will guide you forward if needed. The two most important things to take care of now are accepting the study place offer and reading through the instructions provided in the admission letter. And these steps I'm about to go over are mentioned also in the new students checklist, which I recommend you to go through and keep in mind as a place to check in case you forget what you were supposed to do. Firstly, I would like to say a few words about the practicalities of moving to Finland. So first and foremost, you should start your residence permit application process as soon as possible if you need a residence permit to move to Finland. Please read through the instructions on Migri's website carefully, and if you have any questions about the application process, please contact Migri directly, as they are the responsible authority and can provide you the best advice. If you are liable to pay tuition fee and you are worried about receiving the residence permit in time to begin your studies in autumn, you can check the refund policy on our website. Another thing to take care of is, of course, applying for accommodation. The university does not have dorms, so please make sure to apply for an apartment as soon as possible and remember to accept the housing offer once you receive one. The main student housing provider is the Tampere Student Housing Foundation, also known as TOAS, that's TOAS, and the application period for their furnished rooms opens on the 5th of May. so make sure to submit your application. We at the university have no power over the application handling times or when you receive offers, so I can't stress enough how important it is that you arrange your housing on time, because you yourselves are responsible for your own accommodation arrangements. Regarding health matters, in Tampere, there are student health services, public health services, and private health services as well for you to choose from, should you be in need of them once you start living here. You should arrange health insurance and travel insurance prior to your arrival, and there is more information available about these on the new students checklist, so please make sure to read through it and check what applies to you. For example, is the health insurance required for your residence permit? Those are the 3 steps you should take care of now in the springtime. We will contact you again by the end of July and provide you with further information about the registration process, as all students need to register annually. You will then be given information on activating your student user account in August before the welcome week, and you will also be able to order your student card then. So those are the most relevant matters at the moment, and if you have questions, you can ask them in the Q&A or email us, and we will add the email address somewhere here in the webinar at the end of the session. And just to remind you, please don't share any personal details in the chat. Thank you for your attention so far, and next I will talk briefly about fees, scholarships, and living costs. Let's see. Okay. Do we have the... Yes, perfect. Now we have the slides. So yeah, as I mentioned, now I will talk briefly about the fees, scholarships, and living costs. I'll start with some information which is relevant for fee-paying students. So fee-paying students are those who are citizens of non-EU or non-EEA countries and who are studying for a bachelor's or a master's degree in English. The annual tuition fees at Tampere University vary between 10,000 and 12,000 euros, depending on the level and field of program. So if you are unsure, you can check the fee in your program in your acceptance email. There are some exceptions to the liability to pay tuition fees. For example, if you already reside in Finland with a permanent residence permit, you will be exempt from tuition fees while that residence permit is valid. You will find more details on the terms and conditions of tuition fees at Tampere University document, which you have received with your admission letter. And the annual tuition fee must be paid each academic year or semester before you can enroll for studies during that semester. So please make sure to budget for your annual payments so you can make them in a timely manner. The final deadline for the first year payment is on the 31st of July. Payments are made through the Flywire payment platform, which offers a number of payment methods, including bank transfers and credit cards, and possibly many more depending on where you're paying from. Usually it is possible to pay in your own currency, but euro payments are also possible. Detailed information and the link to the payment platform is available in your acceptance email and also on our students' guide online. The easiest and safest way to access our platform is to use the direct link available in your email, and that way you can make sure that you're in the correct place to make the payment. While all fee-paying students, as a rule, need to pay tuition each year, there are some scholarship opportunities also available. All Tampere University scholarships for the first year of studies have been awarded at admission and results communicated at the same time with the admission decision. And once again, congratulations to all scholarship recipients. Be sure to accept your scholarship to make sure you don't lose it. The deadline for accepting the scholarship is on the 9th of May. Familiarize yourself with the scholarship conditions, which you will find attached to your email, acceptance email. And notice that by accepting your study place and the scholarship, you also confirm that you understand and agree with the scholarship conditions. In the terms, notice the duration of your scholarship. So as a rule, your scholarship is valid for the normative duration of your studies, which is 2 academic years, but there are certain conditions for your progress in your studies, which you will need to meet in order to retain your scholarship for the second year of studies. Most of the scholarship we've awarded this year cover 50% of the annual tuition fee. And this means that if you've been awarded with this scholarship, we will waive half your annual tuition fee, and you will need to pay for the other half before you can enroll as a student. The payment deadline for the first year tuition fee is 31st of July. And you will find the necessary links and payment information in the scholarship letter attached to your acceptance email. There is a very limited number of scholarship available, but the good news is that everyone is eligible for an early bird offer, which is a 1,500 euro discount on your first year tuition fee. Using the offer is really easy. Just accept your study place offer online by following the provided instructions and pay the reduced tuition fee, either 8,500 or 10,500, depending on your degree program, on the 25th of April at the latest. Payment details are available in the early bird letter, which you have received in your acceptance email. Please remember that by accepting your study place, you will also, once again, accept the terms and conditions of the tuition fees and scholarships. You will find the terms and conditions attached in your acceptance email. So when you make the payment, it will take a few days for the payment to register on the university accounts, but you do not need to worry about that as long as you make the payment before the deadline. And your payment needs to happen on the 25th of April at the latest in order for you to be eligible for the offer. If you miss the early bird deadline or decide not to take advantage of it, you may still accept your study place by July 10 and pay the full tuition fee by the end of July. The payment is done through the same Flywire payment portal, and you will find the instructions in your acceptance letter as mentioned. The early bird offer is valid only for the first year of studies, but there are a number of scholarship opportunities available for fee-paying students also during studies. For those who pay the full tuition fee or use the early bird offer, it is possible to earn a 50% tuition fee scholarship for the second year of studies. The requirement is completing at least 55 credits within the first academic year. Other examples of scholarship opportunities available during studies include Tampere University International Advancement Scholarship, which is an additional support for fee-paying students who progress speedily in their studies. The scholarship is a 1,500 euro scholarship, which is possible to earn twice during a master's degree. So first after the first year of studies and again at graduation. Eligible to apply are all students who have paid tuition either in full or partially with the early bird offer or the 50% scholarship. Lastly, we have the 5th semester scholarship for finalizing the thesis, and that has been created to give flexibility to the thesis process and to accommodate different arrangements and practices. The scholarship is available to all fee-paying students regardless of the earlier scholarship status. And all scholarships awarded during studies are awarded to all students who fulfill the minimum criteria, but only on application. So the detailed conditions and information on all application periods are available in our students' guide online. And it is a good idea to already have a look and to bookmark the page so you have easy access to the information in the future. Finally, a few words on budgeting for studies, which concerns all students and applicants. All scholarships we offer are designed to help fee-paying students with their tuition. The university does not offer any other financial aid to students, so it is important to budget for your studies carefully. All students must fund their studies and living expenses themselves and make sure that adequate funding is available for the whole study time. You can, of course, look into scholarships and grants offered by other institutions, foundations, and organizations. For example, some countries may offer financial support to their citizens studying in other countries. If you need to apply for a residence permit to study in Finland, the immigration authority Migri will have its own requirements. And these requirements have changed recently, and the income requirement is now a little higher than it was before. So now you need to have a minimum of 800 euro at your disposal per month. So this 800 euros is a good minimum budget for any student for what you should have at your disposal to support yourself in Tampere per month. But most students are comfortable with a budget that is slightly larger than this. Obviously, your living costs will also depend on your personal preferences, so it is a good idea to do some research on living in Tampere so you can budget according to your preferences. This is especially important if you move to Tampere with family. Family housing is more expensive than shared apartments for individual students, and you need to budget carefully for the living costs of your family members as well. You may be planning to find a job in Tampere to support yourself, but times are hard and finding a job will be challenging and may take a long time. So because of this, finding a job can never be your only plan for supporting yourself or your family, and it is important to make sure to budget sufficient funds in advance. You can see here some examples of what you need to budget for when you plan your studies, including some fees which are compulsory for everyone, such as the healthcare and student union membership fees, in addition to the obvious expenses from housing and food, for example. Our website for students has a lot of information to help you budget for your studies and expenses. Tampere is a true student city, so you'll be, for example, able to find many student discounts around the city. And the website includes some tips and experiences from our student ambassadors, so make sure to check that out. So, thank you for listening. And if you have any questions on what we have talked about, you can ask them in the Q&A, and we'll still hang around for a few moments to answer our questions, but do remember not to share any personal information in the chat. And if you have any questions on your personal situation, you're always welcome to send us an email to our admissions office. Be sure to check out our upcoming webinars on housing and other services available in Tampere as well. The links to sign up are available on our Welcome to Study at Tampere University webpage. And if you miss any of the webinars, you will also be able to find the links to recordings on the same page after the webinars. This concludes my speech, finally, and congratulations again, and welcome to Tampere University, and we look forward to meeting you on campus in August. Thank you so much.